It is a time. Everything has been leading to this moment, where I will fight Bowser, the Koopa King, and surpass my brother Mario forever. This will be the toughest battle of my life. But I am ready. Let's go!
Hello everybody, I'm Meso, and welcome to my review of the largest LEGO Super Mario set from the first wave, Bowser's Castle Boss Battle. That's set number 71369. It released in August of 2020, and it comes with 1,010 pieces. This set's phenomenal. I'm gonna just cut right to the chase. There's no preamble, there's no beating around the bush. This set is great. This is the best set in the wave, in my humble opinion, of course. In this video, I'm going to tell you why I think so, and tell you why you should definitely get it. But first, no set do I feel this is more important in for this one, considering it's Bowser, but it needs to be mentioned that this guy does not actually come with this set or any LEGO Mario set besides the starter course. The starter course, which sells for $60, the one with Bowser Jr., that's the only set that Mario comes with. LEGO does a average job communicating that to people, in my opinion, what with Mario being grayed out on the box. So just keep that in mind if you're looking to get these sets as gifts, if you're looking to get them for some kids for their birthday, Christmas, or just for yourself, to get the most out of them. To access all the features, all the barcodes, the interactive elements, you'll need the LEGO Mario figure from the starter course. However, much like the Fortress, I feel this is one of those sets that works just fine without Mario. You lose access to a lot of the features, but you make up for that in architecture. So in this review, we're going to explain why this set stands out above the rest, and I mean, it should. It's the flagship, so I would expect nothing less. But we're going to talk about what makes it different from most of the LEGO Mario things, and then give my thoughts on the set and the wave as a whole. So let's get right into it.
Bowser's Castle is a fantastic piece of architectural design, especially for the standards established by the LEGO Super Mario theme. It's been great so far. There's been a lot of cool action playsets, not a lot of cool locations quite like this that actually have a sense of design architecture to them. With the towers and the pillars and the lava waterfalls, it is great. It all starts from the front as you work your way to the back of the fortress. You have this amazing little tiny lava platform that moves backwards into a pillar where Mario can jump on with more lava underneath, which then branches into a set of walls that actually have a design language to them that look like brick, with these towers, kind of like parapets, that have lava pouring down onto the ground like a waterfall. It's super cool, super evocative of the Bowser aesthetic, and I love it. The middle of the set has this little platform where the function takes place, where you can kind of twist Mario to the left and the right in order to knock Bowser down. We'll get into that in a bit. The left and the right middle of the set have larger versions of the towers, where Mario can interact with one of the minor villains included. And they're topped by this really, really awesome little piece that is the Bowser flag. And I love that that exists in LEGO form. It just makes me really happy. These are really cool in design. They really help kind of broaden the set out and make it have some width to it, and I really like them. Over here on the right, you have the dry bones on the pillar with another one of the Bowser flags. Just great stuff. I love them to pieces. They're a highlight for me. Moving on, we have Bowser's central main platform with the question mark and the time blocks kind of offsetting him on the left and the right. If we take Bowser away for a second and actually look at the platform itself, you can see it's really well covered by these flat brown tiles, which really kind of create the smooth sense of the bridge. And hanging over the bridge, we have my favorite part, the Bowser statue, which looks absolutely menacing, very, very accurate, and has these really buff, like beefy arms, which kind of adorned with these like spiky wristbands that are very evocative of Bowser. These two arms, they sit over the blocks and they protect them from Mario. You can see the arms flip up. They're on not a hinge, but they're on like an axle, a pin, and you can like rotate them accordingly. You can see the time block here and the question mark block here. These are tied into the function of the set, which we'll get into later. But for now, we'll flip the arms back down and continue on. Demonstrating some of the functions, you can see Mario can knock the little fire guy down by just hitting the black brick there. Then you can stomp on his back. Dry Bones, you have to smack the corresponding platform to get Dry Bones to fall down, and with my luck, he sometimes falls down into the set itself. But, you know, it is what it is. Booze is a lot more complicated. Unlike Dry Bones, where you just smack him down, with Boo, you can't actually damage Boo without getting the question mark block. Instead, you kind of have to get coins by evading Boo. By putting Mario on the platform. I put Mario wrong. I kind of need to face Mario around. There we go. So when you put Mario opposite Boo, it's almost like you're running. You're trying to evade Boo by kind of escaping. And when you twist the platform like so, you begin to accumulate coins. Before, what I like to do is I jump off right at the last second and smack Boo in the head. Or rather, I do when I have the question mark block. In order to get the question mark block and get the power star, you have to smack these platforms to get the arms to come up. If you smack them really hard and with a lot of pressure, eventually they will hang there suspended and allow Mario to get the block in question. But it really takes a lot of pressure. It takes a lot of power to get those blocks to go where you want them to go. Or rather, get the arms to raise up and let you get the blocks. And then Mario can get access to them easy. Now, as far as Bowser goes, Bowser's a little more complicated. Because the goal of Mario is to stand on this central platform and have you, the player, essentially twist the platform to the left and the right. And when you do that enough, if Bowser has kind of slid down onto this lower level of his wooden platform, you'll essentially shake the tiling below Bowser, and if you do it hard enough and fast enough, Bowser will eventually topple over. As you can see, it takes some doing. But once he's fallen forward, then Mario can stomp a bunch on his back and eventually get the coins necessary to beat him. It's a very cool function, if a little wonky sometimes. Moving on to the figures included in the set. There are 4. There's the little fire dude, there's the Boo, there's Dry Bones, and there's the star of the show, Bowser. Fire Guy's the same one as in the Thwomp Drop. He's very effective, he looks very spiky, looks very fearsome and fiery with the transparent bricks. I like him, but at the same time there's not a lot to say about him, so we're going to move on. The Boo's exclusive to this set, and he's one of my favorite parts. He's extremely flat, which was a clever way of doing it considering Boos are usually round. So they didn't want to draw attention to, you know, a lot of the studs, so they've covered them all up. And they have this very clearly defined flat architecture. I love it. Then you have Dry Bones, which is basically a carbon copy of the Koopa Troopa. So I don't have a lot to say about him design-wise, other than I like him. And I think he was done very well. But then the star of the show, Bowser himself is probably the most well-designed figure from this entire theme. He's basically perfect. He's a very custom, very intricate build, featuring arms that are attached via mixel joint, a tail that's on a hinge, and a slightly movable shell. As you can see, the shell is very well detailed. It really does look like Bowser. And the face is so full of detail. The fact that they were able to do so good at conveying Bowser's expressions on his face is just incredible, as are the very minor articulation afforded by his arms. As you can see, you can get them into some rudimentary poses, though not a whole heck of a lot, you know, at least without him looking kind of awkward. But you can raise them, you can spin them around full 360. You can lower them down, kind of like how he's meant to normally to look menacing. You can kind of angle them to cover up the kind of gappy connection. You can do a lot with them, and it really helps. But I can't say enough good things about Bowser. They did wonderful with him. Alright, so with that being said, it's time to bring it all together and take a look at the action features of this set in a demonstration. Let's go!
Alright, so much like every LEGO Super Mario set, you can combine it with the starting pipe and the ending flag from the starter course to create your own Mario level, where you go through the course, defeating the monsters, getting the coins, and then tallying up your total at the end. This set's got a lot of stuff to it. There's a lot to fit into the time limit, but we're going to give it our best and boot up Mario.
Lego Mario time!
And we're going to see how well we do. Alright? We're going to start with the starting pipe right now. Alright, so first we're going to jump to the fireball. We're going to knock it off. We're going to get the coins. Then we're going to hop over. We're going to bypass this. We're going to go straight for the boo platform. We can't actually damage the boo, but we can sneak along, getting coins and avoiding being hit by the boo. And now we're gonna leap off. I'm gonna knock over here. I'm just gonna knock Dry Bones this way because I have him right next to the edge. I don't want him to fall. Alright, we've got the coins from him. Now we're gonna go ahead and fight Bowser. We're gonna knock the arms up, which takes more than a few tries. Get that little time bonus. We just got 30 seconds. I'm gonna switch hands here. There we go. So now we've got the power up, the invincibility star, which lets us go actually fight the boo. Now we can begin fighting Bowser. I'm trying to knock him down. Come on. Bowser boss fight. Come on. He needs to fall. He's hard. I actually brought Mario off. There we go. Alright, we got Bowser. Time's running out. Let's make our way to the ending flag. And bloop. That was hard. So I got 65 coins from that. That's quite a lot more than most courses. It's pretty hard, and it's especially hard doing it at an angle like I was for this video. The basic issue with it is that these arms need to be hit incredibly forcefully to actually knock them up. Otherwise, they'll kind of barely go. So you really gotta slam them down, which is a lot easier when you're actually playing. I didn't want to fully obstruct the view. So it was especially hard to hit that one over there from an angle, but that's the basic strategy I like to do. I know a lot of people might want to hit this first to get the star to then go tackle the boo, but I just kind of like to do it in that order. I find the time challenge to be more fun, and you get a lot of coins from doing everything, so it makes for a really fun boss battle, a really fun challenge to partake. With that being said, we're going to reset everything back to square one, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this set. And there you have it. We've pretty much covered everything. We've covered the figures, the play features, the interactive elements, the design. Now it's time to talk final thoughts on both this set and LEGO Mario as a whole. So this set is incredible, as I said at the start. And throughout, I love pretty much everything about it. Its three-dimensional nature, how it has more depth than it does width, I think is what really makes it stand out as feeling large and substantial, even though most of it really is just these same towers that you see in a lot of sets, like the King Boo, like the starter course even, or like the fortress. The set really doesn't have that much architectural depth past those. You know, if you're looking for big, massively detailed towers or a fully, designed castle space, you're going to be disappointed by this set. But what it does is it makes it feel more substantial than it actually is. But it's still substantial. It still has over 1,000 pieces for $100, which means it has a very good value. And the fact that it feels bigger than that, to me, is a success. The way the set's constructed makes it evocative of the Bowser battle. It's big, it's epic, it's detailed, it's got recognizable enemies, some that are exclusive to this set. The regular Boo, the dry bones, and of course Bowser. It's pretty much only the lava bubble you can find elsewhere. So right off the bat, that's a point in its favor. The Boo is simplistic but awesome. Dry Bones is a recolor, but awesome. He's basically the Koopa, as they are. Bowser's the standout of the set. He's basically perfect. I know that might be controversial. I know some people don't like how these figures are built, but even if this had been minifigure based, I would have still wanted a mixel jointed Bowser. I would have still wanted a brick built figure instead of a big fig or whatever. And this pretty much knocks it out of the park as being just what I would want from a Bowser figure in basically every way. The design of the back shell, of the tail, of the arms, which can move up and down, the smash, the head, the permanently, open jaw, the horns, the hair. It's basically all perfect. And that's really awesome for me to say, considering that there was one person who didn't need to screw up, it would be Bowser. I know a lot of people already are, mixed on the design of Mario, but the fact that his main enemy has been done justice, I think, is a really strong point in this set's favor. The functions as well. The arms and the lowering of Bowser on the bridge and the knocking him down. It's complicated. It's a little confusing. It took me a few tries to fully get a grip on it, and sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it takes him a while to slide down. Sometimes he doesn't slide down at all, and you need to kind of give him a little push down. But when you get it to work, it mostly does. And it's cool having a multi-layered kind of a challenge where you have to do different things. You have to hit the blocks with enough force to actually lower Bowser. Then you get to spin with enough force to knock down Bowser while epic music plays. Then you got to jump on him a bunch, all to get your coins, which are a lot of them. But the fact that the main enemy, the boss battle, as the set claims, has that amount of depth and that amount of, interactivity to actually beat him, that's cool. That's a point in the set's favor. And the big Bowser statue with the arms is definitely the highlight of the set. In lieu of a proper castle build, which I know many people would have wanted to see, they would have preferred to see, this is the next best thing to fully communicating this is Bowser's throne, because that's basically what this is. It's basically like, it's either the entrance to his castle, which is what I think it's meant to be, or it's meant to be like his throne, his chair. It's kind of a mix of both for the intent of this set, and it works out really well. The time extension, the mystery item, there's all sorts of cool interactive elements to this set. The enemies, aforementioned, the design architecture, the variety of colors, it's pretty much all here, which makes this, to me, my favorite set of the wave, and the defining LEGO Mario set to get right now. If you were to get one other besides the starter course, and you have the money to do so, make it the Bowser's Castle boss battle. It's really important for themes to have a large set that is very attractive, and this thankfully makes it work pretty well. Even if you don't like the rest of the design of the theme, I think there's still enjoyment to be found here. So yeah, that's pretty much all the LEGO Mario sets. In totality, I imagine Vin and I might do a video in the future talking about the theme in way more detail and what we liked and didn't like about it. But in closing, I'm in. I'm completely in, and I hope they make more. I hope they make more characters, of course. Luigi, please. Please give us Luigi. I'm begging you, Lego. But this thing has been very controversial. People would have preferred regular minifigures, and I'm not gonna lie, it would be cool to see regular minifigures in the future. I hope they do some sets that are just regular, that aren't about this action, feature, interactive game element stuff. But I think they 100% executed on their design philosophy here, even if some sets are weaker than others. I think that it is pretty successful of an idea, and it's very innovative to be able to have builds that look cool but also have the hidden play features, the different Mario enemies. It all comes together in a package that really lets you feel like you were playing a Mario game in real life. If I was a kid and these sets had come out, I would have lost my mind, and I would have wanted every single one of them, and my mom would have hated me because they'd be all over the floor 24/7. Which brings me to what I don't like about it. They're flimsy. To move the sets around for the purpose of doing the reviews, to get these on the table, I literally have to scoop them onto their box and like use the box to carry them around carefully and then, scoop them back out onto the table. Otherwise, I would literally have to break them apart into pieces each time and reassemble them, which I think is what Lego kind of wants you to do, because they're supposed to be modular. They're built in these chunks on these mini base plates where you're supposed to be able to customize the order and their placement. And if you're up for that, if you're a kid and you just want to kind of do whatever, maybe not even have them attached, maybe, just throw random things around to have the look of a big, sprawling battlefield, by all means, you can. If I was a kid with the way I played with my Lego, this would have irritated me. Because you can't, these are play sets, but they're almost treated like modular sets. So you're like modular buildings, which are not really meant to be moved around. I feel like Lego wants you to get these in a huge diorama. If you've got a big table like this, or if you've got a big floor space, if you've got like one of those displays from the end of the Lego movie, they want you to line all these sets up. They want you to make this giant sprawling Mario level and then just kind of leave it there. Yeah, I don't know, it feels kind of at odds with itself because they're not secure enough to be able to play with, really. They're only, the sections are only connected to each other by these things. If you try to pick it up and move it, it all just falls apart unless you either intentionally break it apart and then essentially rebuild your set once you have it where you want it to be, or you scoop it under the box like what I've been having to do. And that requires keeping the box, which I also didn't do when I was a kid. So there's some problems, but as far as executing on their premise and their design, I think they did it. I think it's awesome. And this guy, people don't like how he looks, but I'm sorry, as much of a Luigi fan as I am, I'm down. I love this. I love this to pieces. So I hope there's multiple waves. I hope we get more characters, but in the end, Lego Mario is awesome. I love these sets, and this set is the best of the bunch. So please let me all know. I can't even talk. I'm stumbling over my words. I'm so delirious with hype. I'm losing my mind. Please, everybody, let me know, nailed it, what you think of the Bowser's Castle boss battle, Lego Mario as a whole, and any further sets you would like to see as part of this franchise going forward, because these are crazy successful. They're flying off the shelves. Lego's gonna make more. They're gonna make more of these sets. So I look forward to seeing what they have. I look forward to being able to review them, me and Vin. And thank you all very much for watching these reviews. We may have some more coming your way though. We might not be completely done as of yet. But thank you for watching another Lego Luigi review. And I'll see you next time. Bye.